position Naga. And that's still an option. They have a lot of options right now for EG, and I think that's very important, just keeping yourself open. And then since they have a last pick as well, they see the Tinker, they can maybe think about this for a little bit. Actually, they don't have much time as they've wasted through all their reserve time, so they actually have to pick quite fast. But I am still curious as to what they're going to have their roles be.
Well, something that jumps to mind immediately is, let's say they do want to run that as a 4 or 5 position Beastmaster, and with the Bad Rider out in the off lane, which would seem to make sense. They have the convenience of knowing that once Bat hits level 2, level 3 or whatever, he can duck into the jungle, and the Beastmaster can transition on over to the off lane and be able to play a little bit of catch up. And you know, he can stack Ancients, so he'll be able to do that without a problem on the Dire side. So I think I kind of suspect that's what EG is going to be up to. If they end up doing that, that'll give them the Naga Siren mid, Universe out in the off lane as the Bat, and then looking for whatever else they want to slide in here. But you and I have talked the few times we've seen Beastmaster picked recently, and we both really like him mid. And yep, Noel is going to be a Venomancer. So looks like this will be our 3 cores, and we'll see who's going to end up on who. Arteezy will be on the Naga, so no surprise there. Universe will have to be on the Bat, you would think. And I don't know. The mate's a core Veno?
Yeah, I think it's a 4 position.
Yeah, it is. There you go.
So, and actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I'm second guessing myself, because I was like, you want to get the Hawk up fast if you're a core Beastmaster to help out your Bat Rider, scout things out. But actually, all you need is level 5, because the Greater Hawk doesn't get upgraded from level 3 to 4. It's the Boar that gets upgraded.
Right. So
once you hit level 5 for Beastmaster, if you take Call of the Wild again, you have your Hawk. You have your Greater Hawk already, so you don't need to upgrade it again. I mean, you will because you want the Boar, but the point stands that you're still going to get a relatively fast Greater Hawk. And I think that's the most important thing for a 4-position Beastmaster. You pick him, honestly, in my opinion, yeah, the Roar is great, but you pick him because you have a slow that goes through BKB that lasts for 35% slow, and the vision from the Hawk. That's primarily why you pick him. So I'm curious to see how Zai is able to function with that.
No, I really do like this. So much, whenever and this is just me, and certainly you're much more of an analyst and much more knowledgeable about this, but it seems like the last couple months, I would even say, whenever I look at how teams are able to transition, no matter what their draft is or what their game plan is, early lane efficiency seems to just be so damn important in this current metagame. Like, whenever, just the ability to make sure you don't have someone that falls too far behind. It's one reason why you see heroes like Tidehunter, for example, always highly prioritized pretty much no matter what team it is, because no matter what, he can go do Ancients, he can go take stacks, same thing with Bad Rider and so on. And I just love having the option, if you're EG, to drop your Bad Rider out of the off lane and then rotate Zai down there, let him use his board to stack Ancients, and then take them with the axes and so on. Like, anytime I see a team that has that kind of dynamic, it feels like they're a lot more flexible in terms of what their play style needs to be and what objectives they can set for themselves in the earlier parts of the mid game and on and so on. So, quick pause. Looks like Fear giving a little fun talk, but looks like we're about ready to get going after some hotkeys are set. And just to break down what the once again what the storyline here is today, this is a match that matters to both teams, but matters a lot more to EG. If EG gets the win here, and it doesn't matter if they win 2-1, 2-0, no matter what, they are direct qualified to Vegas. They are 100% set. They'll be joining CDEC and LV Gaming, and then we'll be looking to run our Western playoffs to find out who the 4th and final team will be. TT is guaranteed in the playoffs. We did have a couple of teams drop out, as everyone saw earlier in Western play, Alliance, as well as Cloud9. Forfeiting their matches. So that left 6 teams. 1 goes direct to Vegas, 4 go to the playoffs, so only 1 team on the outside looking in. And unfortunately for them, that's Navi US. They are mathematically eliminated from being able to make it into the playoffs. So Tinker is definitely going to be playing Empire in our very first round of the Bubble Race playoffs, and we're still looking to lock down the schedule for that. So for them, they're just playing for a chance to have server advantage and pick advantage if they happen to upset EG 2-0. If it's 2-1, it's irrelevant. EG, though, again, a lot more on the line for them. They don't want to have to go through the playoffs, and they would love a free trip to Vegas. So we'll find out if they can finish things off. And they've looked good in Western play for the most part, so if they can just stay true to form, they should be fine.
Yeah, and an early ward coming out from Universe. I like how we didn't Firefly like these and take out these trees, because then it becomes a little bit more obvious as to where you're warded. And he specifically made sure he didn't do that. I actually really like EG's draft this game. I really think it's solid. Like, this is essentially like a 1.5 core kind of, with Naga of course as a core, and then Venom is kind of like a full core, not quite. But I think you can get away with that when you have a Naga Siren, and then you have very, very good scouting from the Hawk and then the Bat Rider in general. I think you can easily get away with that. And I like the Veno pick too, because if they did want to contest this tri-lane and the safe lane from Team Tinker, I think it's too hard now with the last pick Venomancer, because Beastmaster Venge, not the strongest duo of support in the lane, but when you slap a Venomancer on top of it, it becomes instantly stronger.
Yep.
And it makes it almost impossible to contest. So they're for sure going to get farm onto Fear. The Beastmaster is going to get good levels, and then the Naga Siren, I mean, we know exactly how that pans out in the late game.
Well, here's a thought. I don't know if Zai's going to do it. Given they should be able to read this, they see the Elder Titan pick up, they know this is a signature hero for Bulba. They could even start this as a dual lane with Zai and Universe, and I think that's what they're going to do. Yeah, they got the ward down and hasn't been counter-warded yet. There are no sentries even picked up for Team Tinker, running Quakeva as the safe lane, Tinker and Sing Sing with mostly regen and not a whole lot else. So they're going to be able to dual lane this very effectively. And Bulba on the Elder Titan, usually ET gets kind of what he's going to get, but this is a deceptively deadly combination of Venomancer and Venge here. Like, he still has to play super, super passively, just use his Astral Spirit, try to stay in XP range until it gets pulled back at the very least. But at bottom, that ward is going to do a lot of work, and we're going to see a lot of XP picked up by Zai and Universe for sure.
Yep, Bulba already taking a lot of damage from the stun and the Gale from Fear and PPD, and since he had the illusions onto the Venge, it makes it a little bit easier to get some damage in, but they're going to have good lane control. See, they actually don't have double Archer, even though they put some aggression onto Elder Titan, which is very, very important. So after this wave, if Fear is just massively denying, which he should be prioritizing denies over CS as he is, yeah, he's not going to get very much in this lane. Unless he pulls the camp to the right, but look, he actually blocked it himself, or it was blocked by Peter. I'm pretty sure that blocks, actually, though. So he's not going to have that access.
Yeah, that does block that camp, I'm pretty sure. Yep. Down at bottom, a lot of action. Is Zai in some trouble? He's tanky, but is he tanky enough? He will be able to make it away. And we can see Universe playing very aggressive right in the face of all three. And you know, what hurts so much right now if you're Team Tinker is not only is your top lane not getting much, Bulba's still south of level 2, and it's just going to get worse and worse as levels are picked up on the Veno and this Venge. At bottom, because this is such a very strong dual lane, at least for now, we can see Zai looks like he's going to go and use his axes to stack the camp. This is a very tanky, very tough to bring down duo, and they're spending a lot of time with all three standing right in lane. Right in here is where we've seen them all standing for the most part. So experience-wise, they're actually being extremely inefficient, all because of this ward that it never did get counter-warded.
Yeah, that ward is actually a huge deal for them, too. Yep. I agree. I think that's the biggest. If they didn't have this, I think they'd be golden here. I still think they're not in a bad position, because Universe is now kicked out of lane. Zai is down here, but he's not going to get much now, because the lane position will be in favor of Team Tinker. And then Universe is going to have to slowly, he's not even going to be able to stack this, he's just going to take a single camp himself and then maybe look to stack this camp, but it's actually Mud Golems, so I don't think it's too bad for Team Tinker. Again, though, I agree, if they had this dewarded, it would be very, very good for them. They're going to smoke, actually, and suspecting that there's a ward here, they don't want to be in vision of the Beastmaster, and so they're going to go actually towards mid. You do see him walking there now. Maybe this is going to be a kill into Arteezy, but we'll see if they can be successful.
And is Zai going to fully rotate here? He's going to walk through. I was thinking maybe he was heading this way, anticipating this rotation that we're seeing. I mean, at 3 minutes, 4 minutes in, taking a run at mid, especially against a mid Naga Siren. Yeah, I think that's what he's doing. He's just running protection right now and thinking that this would be coming. We can see they're going to walk right over top of a ward, and they're going to actually be revealed. Yep, immediately pinged out. So good ward positioning, and they should not get much here. Universe is actually going to be spotted. And he's fairly low health, but they want to try to get First Blood. EGM's way out by himself. There's a disruption. First Blood will be not quite going to EG yet. Arteezy now taking a lot of damage. Universe did get it from distance, but Arteezy has to hustle to the low ground. He's probably going to be caught. I definitely will be. Arteezy turns around, wants to go to work, and does. There's going to be a Riptide. That's going to be a double kill for Universe. Arteezy somehow still alive. Makes it away with sub 50 HP. That's 2 for 1. And Arise gets the clap off. Just an absolute throwdown in the jungle here, and by the time all's said and done, oh, nice shot! EGM tossing the Torrent and catching Arteezy as he tried to make it out elsewhere. But by the time all's said and done, at 4 minutes in, we have 6 kills in a big hurry. 2 to 4, EG takes the advantage. That
would have been actually a huge disaster if EGM didn't get that kill, so really good props to him. He actually got 2 levels, I think, from it, too. Zai trying to pursue him. He does have the level 2 boar. He does cast it time. It's slowing EGM. It's not the biggest slow at level. He's actually, the boar's getting caught up right there. X come out onto Zai. I think he should be fine. Might get a little bit annoyed here. I don't know. He's pursuing him, actually, and Sing Sing's not exactly helping him right now. Maybe they're baiting him out just a little bit more until he gets the reinforcements.
Yep, there's the disruption. Arise is there. Can't get in range of the clap, though. The illusion's actually gone in the way. We'll get a little free gold from the boar. But other than that, Zai able to make it away and even finds himself an invis. So things calming down a little bit, at least for the moment. Let's take a look at how Bulba's doing. He's actually up to near level 5, so after all this action, he actually did manage to get some CS here and there and has managed to get some decent levels, which is all he really needs. And what's his build, actually? Yeah, I was going to say, Bulba is not a big fan of the early point neck stomp. He's one of the... We've seen a lot of transition from players who play ET, but he's one that just holds on to this kind of a build.
I imagine he'll actually get it next level. I think that would make a lot of sense, yeah. Because I think you do need it. I think it does make sense. Just to get it, we'll see if he actually gets it. I'm waiting. I do agree with you, though. I know that he loves the this typical build here. Waiting. Nope, he's not going to get it. Okay, I don't know if I fully agree with this. I think that the extra utility is nice, but I'm not going to question the inventor of Elder Titan.
Yeah. I love Bulba. Bulba invented Dota, in case you didn't know. Everything
He actually is a very good Elder Titan player.
Oh, yeah. I would say he's the best in the West, actually. It's between him and No-Tail, in my opinion. But
Always Want to Fly is actually quite good too.
Yeah, he actually is. Now that you mentioned it, he's I don't know. Always Want to Fly is one of those guys that in conversations about who's good at what, I just never think of it until someone mentions it. It's like, you know what? He's a pretty damn good player. There's not a whole lot he's terrible at. But anyway, 6 minutes in, and seeing a lot of movement. Bulba is getting it. I mean, he's up to level 5.5. He's going to be level 6 at about 7.5 minutes. So I think he actually recovered very well in this off lane.
Yeah, he's doing very well for himself as far as CS and levels and whatnot. RTZ, he's going to go for his drums build for Naga over the Radiance, at least for now. And at first I didn't like it. Oh, yeah, X marks spot on to RTZ. He does not have his ulti, so he will fall here.
Yep. And he's still very tanky. He's going to be able to mirror image. They're still having to spend a lot of time trying to chase him down. There's going to be a disruption. That buys time for Universe and PPD. They're going to come in. RTZ caught with the rock from behind. So they do get him. It's a question of what they give up in return. Universe, though, not yet level 6, didn't have lasso, or maybe they get at least 1-for-1. That actually took them forever to bring down RTZ. If the reactions had been a little quicker, I think EG not only saves him, but maybe gets a return kill, and that cost the Brewmaster split as well. So you're talking one of the strongest level 6 ultis at the stage of the game, and even that +2, not enough to bring him down quick enough to prevent some kind of a reaction.
Yeah, man, I thought he was going to die a lot faster than that, but Naga Siren having some of the highest base stats starting off in the game, and then just got his bracer was, I think, a lot tankier than we both thought. So, good for RTZ. He actually just uses mirror image, and then his illusions die instantly. Kind of a blunder there from RTZ, but yeah, it kind of sucks. Anyway, Zai, he is up to level 5. There's that level 3 Call of the Wild. It's very, very important and very necessary to warrant the Beastmaster pick in general, but it's one of the reasons why I love this hero. Not to mention, you get the 2 boars, too, which is so good.
I've been talking a whole lot about Koikva. He just finished up 7.5-minute bots, so he's in wonderful shape. Soul Ring is just a couple hundred gold away from being done. And, you know, we've talked a whole lot about synergy and everything else. The Tinker pick we saw come out last during the draft, and we didn't really give it a lot of attention. Let's talk about what it does do, though. It's going to allow them to, at least in part, hopefully shut down the Naga Siren split push. It's going to at least give them a better option for it. And I don't know, like, other than that, like, is that the entire purpose of the Team Tinker pick, or is there more the Tinker pick for Team Tinker, or is there more subtlety to that?
I think it's nice that you can go to the panda bears as well in your ulti. Hold on, I thought there's a huge stack just stolen by Universe. That is so crippling, so crippling.
That's
the
like
Team
600 gold, 600 gold or so he just stole.
Yeah, not only that, it's stealing them. There's his Blink Dagger 8.5 minutes, but he didn't really have any stacks to work with in his own jungle, so he was like, okay, I'll just take yours. That's a massive turn of events. But to build more on the Tinker point, actually, EGM is in some trouble here. Double Boar on top of him. Swap coming out as well. I think they have the damage. They definitely do. Yep. Easy kill there for EG.
Well, something that's beginning to become a concern is how under-leveled. Well, I don't know. Kunkka caught up some, but Sing Sing on the Shadow Demon is level 3 right now, and we're beginning to see EG just kind of leapfrog ahead here. Level 8 on Fierce Corvino. And let's see what he decides to do. But, you know, Core Venomancer, we talk about it all the time. Lately, I've been seeing it played a lot more effectively across the board. Universe is going to get a snag on the Bulba, showing off the lasso and the blink. There's a Gale. Big reactions are coming, and Fear and Universe both are deep. Fear's going to end up dead here. Split just to guarantee the kill, as they should be able to finish him up. In the meantime, Universe, fire flying off the edge. They didn't even get the kill they were going for. Here comes Tinker in to help seal the deal against Fear. Koikva there too. I think he got there in time to get some XP from that. But yeah, that was actually a little too aggressive. The lasso didn't take place until like right here, and that's a lot at this stage of the game whenever it's just two of you.
Yeah, I think this is another one of those games I talked about last cast, actually, how some games Batrider just has to have a Force Staff after the Blink. I think it's the same thing. When you have a Venge on your team, or a Shadow Demon on your team, or even a Panda on your team that can just kind of stop it right when you get that ultimate off before you can quickly drag them away with the Force Staff, it's not nearly as effective, and I think this is the case there too. Also, I didn't even think about this, but it's pretty obvious. I should have seen it, but the Elder Titan, as you mentioned, plus the Tinker, you can go to the Spirit as well, which is not only effective in its own right, but also since the Spirit's there, it's going to lower their armor and their resist reduction with natural order just right there. So if he does go for this typical Dagon Ethblade build, it's going to do a ton of damage.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on how everyone's going to build. I agree with you. Like you said, the subtlety, and by the way, Zai's taken a huge stack. He's up to Arc Boots and Soul Ring now, and he's just been whittling away at these agents for a while. PPD coming over to even help out there. I'm trying to think how Zai's going to end up building here. Does he just go basically aura-based, get Vlads, get Assault Cuirass, whatever? Does he prioritize a Blink and a Scepter? Arai's actually going to catch them, and Sing Sing coming in right behind them, so very easy 2 kills. And they did have a ward that was watching it take place, so they knew. Universe, though, comes back in, uses the lasso, grabs Sing Sing, drags him to the high ground, but no damage is coming. Arteezy's there, has Song if he needs it. Will get the Riptide kill. Now Arise is able to blink away, finishes Blink not long ago. But Universe, at least making it a 1 for 2 instead of a not for 2. But is it just me, or does EG feel a little sluggish right now? I feel like they're playing very reactionary, or whenever they are trying to be aggressive, they're getting caught. EGM in mid, just hanging around too long. We'll throw the boat, and that's going to, be enough to ward Arteezy away.
No, I agree. I think I don't think they're giving enough respect to the Koikva Tinker. It's not just the Koikva Tinker, but it's just a Tinker in general with free
look here.
And look at, he's going right into the Spirit as well. And look at that. Look at that damage. And that's just the start of things to come, man. That's just the start. And I think I agree with you. It's one, they're not giving enough respect to this. Oh, Venomancer actually still got the tower. They're not giving enough respect to this Tinker with the Elder Titan and the Panda to help you pour it in right into the fight. And they also didn't get enough farm onto Arteezy early on. He had a really bad early start. He's up to okay farm right now, but this is not exactly where you want to be as an August Siren. Had a little bit too, that death that EGM came, like I said, that would have been a disaster for Team Tinker if EGM had not got the kill onto Arteezy in the jungle there.
I think we're going to see a dive on the EGM. Arteezy and PPD smoking through. Yeah, here we go. EGM once again. Very squishy target on the support Kunkka. And they're going to try to take the tower in the meantime. We'll see how Tinker wants to react. Split is up again for Arise. And Fear once again could be the target here. There's just so many ways for them to initiate a fight at this point. And Fear has to be very, very careful. Looks like he just wants to hold the fort while the rest of his team cleans up bottom. Arteezy now not quite halfway. Actually getting there. Getting towards half. Done with his relic on the way to what we imagine will be a Radiant. Sai's going to go ahead and roar onto Bulba. And Song of the Siren being sung behind. Bulba ends up dead for free. And behind that, we can see the split. Naga tossed in the air by the Storm aspect. He's very low. There's the rock to follow. There's going to be the swap. Is that enough? Arteezy was still stunned, and Arise able to blink ahead. Riptide, and got him with a clap. Now Arise going to try to make the run for it. Zai just going to TP away. Nope, Disruption keeps him on the ground. And Zai's going to end up being 2 for 1. And Koikva, even the one to clean it up, as he got the rockets off before heading back to the Hoos. 9 to 8. And I'm actually really impressed with the way Team Tinker is playing this right now. I still feel sluggish is the word that comes to mind. EG just does not seem to be executing the way they usually do at this phase of the game, setting the pace, cutting the map up. And Tinker, on the other hand, is reacting wonderfully to any aggression they do see.
They do have their farm spread out a little bit better, though, than Team Tinker. Team Tinker is kind of top-heavy. Fear gets to their tower in mid, doing pretty much what he needs to this game, which is, at this point, split pushing and just trying to create some time and space for Arteezy. But the supports are a little bit more farmed, namely Zai. And he's actually, to answer your question, I thought he was going to go straight Blink, but it looks like he wants a mech for their team instead, which I think it's kind of interesting.
Oh,
because
nice swap.
Really
PPD just saved Universe. At bottom, I thought he was dead for sure. Wasn't going to interrupt, but PPD gives his body to keep the bat alive. And Universe got caught being a little aggressive down at bottom. But nonetheless, Tinker does get a kill, just not the one they wanted.
Yep. No, that's good for them. I think that's the sacrificial lamb, and he is going for a secondary Max of Vengeance Aura, which it's okay. The debuff is very, very good now, and that's a blink dagger at 14 minutes now for the Tinker on top of bots. I mean, he is going to hurt. He's actually got X just by the... That's a cool combo they can do too. They can X Koikfa before he runs in there, and he can just go ham and not have a care in the world. So they have tons of combos with this Tinker, actually.
Oh yeah. This is one of those 4 a.m. Reddit thread kind of a combinations where you talk about all the cool interactions, and you're like, oh, what if we drafted this and that and this, and then we could do that, and then this and that, and we just win. We just win. It's fine. But they're certainly looking good right now. We'll take a look at the goal graph here in a minute. I want to make sure I don't miss any action. In the meantime, both teams have split up a bit. Koikfa continuing to just be brutal with this. And you know, and then the crazy thing is, like, there's no way to stop it. Like, unless you just burst him down in the few seconds you have when he's on the ground. And EGM's literally just sitting back at the base. He's like not even hardly leaving now. And he's going to be able to play like this. But yeah, the point I was trying to make is if he lands in, even if you catch him and you stun him and everything else, unless you burst him in like the 2 seconds you have before he's recalled, there's no way to disrupt it. There's no way to interrupt it.
Yeah. And this is, God, he's just going to go out of control. Universe dodges a little bit of a bullet there from the rockets of Tinker, but I imagine too he'll go the standard build. I think it's very, very effective with the ETR. Then again, more X marks the spotting. As a Hawk is actually scouting out, Sing Sing should, I think they spotted this actually. Well, maybe they didn't. But they do have ways to deal with this Hawk as well, so that'll be good for them. But yeah, I was a little curious that Zai wasn't going to go for the Blink because I think it synergizes well with the hero in itself and also synergizes well with the Batrider too. But it's going to be annoying too. They have to get a Yules, honestly, for EG. Because if they want to stop this combination of Tinker being X marks is spotted by the Kunkka, that's really the only way I can think of to do it. Otherwise, you have to just completely burst him down. But if he's playing his cards right, that should never happen. So they're definitely going to need a Yules on, like, I would say Fear probably, or the Batrider.
Got a 2-man smoke heading up lane. Zai probably dead here. He's playing just on the other side. Smoke's going to be popped. I think the Boar, Boar spotted it. Shadow Poison will get an eye on him, but the Boar and Zai able to make it back to safety. So right now, EG's actually dealing with the global presence fairly well. There's the mech up on the Beastmaster, by the way. And I think that's a good call for them. But Koikfa, like, seriously, EGM may not leave the fountain for a while. Like, this is not even kidding. He's level 8. That's all he needed to get max X marks a spot. He's got 1 point in the boat. And I think this is the plan. They're just going to sit him back in the base and do this the entire game. And this literally is something that the first time I heard about it was just, watching. I can't remember who it was. I know I saw it once and then ended up reading about it. And there's nothing wrong with this if you make it work. Right now, EG's not giving up a whole lot, though, except for map control. They just have to play so cautiously when this is a threat.
Yeah, this Roshan temp should be good, though. It should work out nicely with the negative armor that they have. Actually, if they pop out of I think Fear actually popped out of the pit there for a second. And Team Tinker does have a ward. They don't spot it out. Yes, now they do. Okay. Elder Titan Aura. Here comes an August Hybrid Sleep actually defensively against a Riot. But here's the Aura. There we go. Tinker. He's botsing in with the X marks the spot. Won't do enough damage, but it'll scare him away.
Yep. Missed with the rockets. He was just out of vision. But yeah, just having this early reaction squad to come in no matter what. Roche is still very low, though. I mean, Fear might honestly be able to just about solo it down from here. Like, if they don't continue to account for it, they may just get an Aegis for free. PPD helping out with the minus armor. Above that's a Rise, who does have split if he wants to try to get cute. No, he's seriously going to end up soloing this. Doesn't need anybody else in the pit. Bulba. There you go. Now Rise is going to come in. Roche is going to die in the meantime. There's an Aegis on the ground. Fear will be able to get off his ulti. Aegis is still on the ground. No one's picked it up. Sing Sing's going to make a run for it. And Venomancer denied the Aegis. Denied it with one of his Plague Ward. So very nice play there. Behind that, do hear the lasso. That's going to be Bulba being dragged back by the Universe. Tossed into the air. And Roar to follow it. And they're a little hemmed up now. Their lack of damage is going to kill them badly. There's a swap onto a Rise. Rise is going to end up dead. Bulba does manage to make it away to safety. But looks like EG, even though they take the Roche, unable to get a hold. Very nice on the X timing. Now Koikfa back in, and Universe trying to make it to the high ground. Gets one stack of Shadow Poison. Arteezy's there, trying to get in the way. There's a Riptide. EGM finally going to show his face outside of the fountain. Koikfa came in to try to finish it up with rockets, but it's not going to matter. As Team Tinker able to finish it off 3 for 1. And what a nutsy game, man. This is just like, clowny's not the word, nutsy is the game. That's a 4-for-1, actually, counting Fear's death. And Tinker taking a big lead, forcing the Aegis deny, which was good, by the way, by Fear, on recognizing that more than likely Tinker was going to get it. But yeah, I would say Team Tinker is happy with their positioning, and they should be. They are behind in gold, technically, but they are beginning to derail the momentum of EG. And that's Arteezy's, what, 4th death? Yeah. Like, so he is still not in the best shape. He's picked up his Radiance recipe. Only needs another 800 gold, but how many times have we seen it, man? Like, as well as Tinker's playing right now, they have to continue to roll with it. Otherwise, when that Radiance comes out, EG's just going to lock down the entire map.
I know it's so weird because you think on paper like Team Tinker's gonna be insane. They have this awesome a number of combos with the Tinker himself to just combo up and make him burst in and get out quickly. But yeah, so many times we've seen this Tinker, this Naga Siren just take over a game, no matter the odds. So can't really say anything too much right now. But I will say that Team Tinker's playing very well. They're using this combo effectively, and it's only gonna get worse too. The Dagon just got bought from Tinker. I imagine he'll go for the Ghost Scepter here, and then look to upgrade his Dagon afterwards. But yeah, you see this continuously doing the X marks the spot. He's actually using it right now to get this top tower. It can at least bait out the glyph. Maybe he goes back, but it's a very nice combo.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep an eye on Koikva for a minute. Yep, this is literally the life of a pro gamer for EGM. And PBD's probably dead here. Nope, got them the magic missile off before he could follow it up. He'll be sent back to the base, but yeah, I mean, like, EGM has seriously spent, like, the last 15 minutes sitting. That's a little bit hyperbolic. The last 8 minutes, maybe, sitting back in the base. And it's just allowing Koikva to completely control the map. We'll see. Do you think that's going to continue, though, when the Naga Siren finishes her Radiance? And speaking of, how about Yules from Bulba? Universe, though, was waiting in the wings. And there's going to be the song. There's a whole lot of people down here. And looks like they're just going to try to get away. Koikva's going to get eyes on him, but this has got to be just so obnoxious.
It's an awesome combo. Like, he puts the Spirit onto him, then Tinker TPs, and while he's TPing to it, then he stomps to just get him in the perfect position as possible with the most amount of damage output. Again, yeah, the combo is very nice. They seem to be executing it. It's a lot easier said than done, too. Like, it's not just, oh, we can go try this in every single game. It's actually kind of awkward to play against Venomancer wards all the time as well, just kind of being annoying and canceling your blinks and whatnot. But yeah, nice combo. He's spreading out the map, TPing top. It's hard for them to really catch him too, like I said, until they get a Yules. They really need a Yules, and actually, yep, the Universe is buying one now. It's very, very effective, and that will kind of put a stop to this if Batrider can be in the right place at the right time. Speaking
of things being effective and being bought up, how about level 3 Dagon already on Koikva at just 22.5 minutes in? We haven't talked a whole lot about Fear other than just his wards and his Aegis deny, but he's got a pipe up, and it looks like he's working on a Scepter next as he's picked up his point booster. And this is where, again, I begin to worry for Tinker quite a bit. Arteezy has his Aegis. Taking a look at levels, he's actually not the top level on the map. Arise and Koikva both are higher than him on the other side. His farm is actually significantly behind Koikva's. He's about 3k behind as of right now. Hold on. Koikva comes in on side. There's going to be the roar. And yeah, like, look at that. He just played so aggressive, almost got a kill on Azai against he and Universe, and he was never really at risk because there was just no way to stop him from leaving. So as that Dagon gets bigger, those near misses are going to start becoming full-blown kills. Like, he's not, yeah, look at this. Just look how much damage he can do constantly.
Yeah, and he goes back again. He's TPing back again for Fear. Gets the Dagon, gets the laser as well, and he's just going to be out of harm's way. Look at that.
Yep. Nothing they can do.
Yeah, you have to get Yules. Like, they're going to have to mass Yules, but that's a lot of gold to invest just to maybe stop the combo. So it's very annoying. Nice play. And look at the EGM. He gets to have fun this game, dude. He's just sitting in the well for the past 10 minutes.
Koikva comes in. Yeah, like, Koikva's up to Dagon 4, by the way. And he'll have his Dagon 5 if he keeps this up very soon. They have got to, EG has got to make space and has got to allow Arteezy to spread the map some. Here's a good way to start. Sing lassoed back. Let's see if they can get the kills. Eyes up on the high ground. There's a defensive disruption. Arteezy's down there as well. The Echo Stomp was on the money. Bought some time, but that's it. But now here comes Koikva. Earth Splitter was there. Koikva lands, gets one kill. Mega kill for him now. He's gonna end up heading back to the base off of the X. Let's see, can he get the kill in time? Nope. Ended up being sent back to the fountain. He may come back out, though. Yep, here he goes. Where you going, Koikva? Heading to bottom. And he's daggeting creeps at this point just to get quicker gold. I mean, this is a clowny game, but a fun one to watch. And I actually feel like EG is struggling in the face of it quite a bit.
Yeah, it's very annoying. Like I said, though, until they get that one Yules, it's going to stop it, or he's just going to go crazy. Fear taking more than half damage, actually, and he's already going towards his Yules as well. If you see a Sage's Masks, I'm pretty sure he's going to stop going for this Aghanim Scepter and buy out this Yules.
Yeah, he's
but
going to have to.
Even then, it's kind of chancy because you can just activate the X before you spot out the Yules happening. It's not like you have 8 seconds and that's it. It could be 2 seconds. It could be 1. It could be the full 8. Doesn't matter. It's just to the discretion of how long EGM wants him to stay out there. So even then, it's not a foolproof, counter to this combination.
Nope, not at all. And he is just able to play so aggressive with no impunity whatsoever. Sing Sing's about dead to this illusion burn, though. Bulba has to come help him out. He has to force staff him away from the illusion. So the problems are going to mount some for Team Tinker, but how do you see this game playing out over the next 15, man? Like, to me, it's really hard to call. The Yules will help as they come, and yeah, will be a Yule Scepter picked up by the Veno PPD. I'm sure we'll want one eventually. Hear a song. Yeah, got Koikva. Oh, that stopped it this time. And let's see if they can catch him. Yep, PPD's there with the magic missile. And they finally are able to punish him. And poor EGM is going to have to sit and be lonely for a while. He's doesn't have his buddy. Like, this has literally been EGM's game. Like, he's probably watching Netflix. Oh, no, hang on. He's like, I guess I'll go to work. It's fine.
Yeah, of course, I forgot. You have to be careful going for Arteezy because of this song. I don't know why I missed that, but yeah, he punishes him right there. And that's the one stop, as you mentioned, EGM. He's like, well, now I get to get some levels now. But he's level 8, man. He is by far the lowest in the game.
Oh, God.
And he actually is just going to die. He might
teleport right back.
All right.
What a game for EGM. Leaves the base for the first time in 10 minutes, gets killed by a Veno and Avenge, and now he's going to be respawning after the Tinker, so he'll be sitting right here once again.
God, that's gotta suck. And I think that this is enough space, honestly, for Arteezy to just go ham.
Yeah.
And like Venomancer, the good thing is Fear isn't really, his farm hasn't really been stifled either. Like, he's still doing fine. Like, he's up there at 9,500, right there with the Panda, Koikva. Trying to be aggressive, but can't be nearly as aggressive without the X to aid him. Gale missed, and he will have to TP out, I'm pretty sure. Oh, he's gonna take a lot of damage here. Wants to get one more march off and then go.
And bad, wow. Actually just got a kill on a Bulba. He and Arteezy down in the jungle. Was watching to see if Fear was going to engage, but not the case. And this is where you're going to be worried if you're Tinker. You had this great gimmick that was really doing its job. Arteezy was under pressure everywhere. Then just one death, and suddenly it kind of starts to feel a little frayed. As Arteezy's now been able to spread out a little bit more on the map. He was a part of another kill. He's back to an even KD at 4-4. And the Yules are beginning to come out on EG. Fear basically has his. I'm sure we'll see, I don't know, PPD as the 5 may not worry about it, but 1 is already up on the Bad Rider, and 1 is very close to being done for Zai as well. So not long, you're going to have 3 Yules and Song of the Siren to cope with.
Yeah, and then, I mean, if they could shut him down, it's essentially a 3v5, because what is an underleveled Conker going to do that doesn't have any points into his, into the Tidebringer as far as getting into the mid-game? Like, he's just... Right. He's kind of a one-trick pony at this stage of the game, and against a Naga Siren, if you could shut down their one little combo, I don't know that they have much more. Panda is pretty farmed. He's got his Blink and Aghanim Scepter, which is nice. Bulba is actually doing very, very well for himself.
Koikva just messed up on the combination, by the way. Oh, I was watching it back at the base. He and EGM got out of sync, and he was out on the map for about 0.2 of a second, and it ended up, I don't know. People on stream saw it. Hopefully you guys thought it as funny as I did. All right, we got a smoke coming out. Bulba leading. He is actually a smoke. They're going to get the Venomancer. And Fear uses himself again. There's a split underneath. He gets off his ulti. He's going to end up dead, but let's see if there's any follow-up. Sing Sing ate a lot of damage. Now Koikva does end up X'd back. Sing Sing will end up dead to the Venomancer ward. And Arteezy now coming in. PPD doing what work he can. And there's the mech from Zai. And there's the reassembling from Arise. A nice Echo Stomp pod too. Zai's still there though, and Koikva comes back in. He gets roared. Arise is going to be able to follow up on him though. Universe there with the Yules of his own, and nope, mistimed it. So Koikva makes it away. Zai in the meantime ends up dead, and now Universe has to make a run for it. As this is a 4, this could be 5. In fact, if this is well timed, and it will be. Echo Stomp, Koikva coming in, and give Team Tinker.
What?
Yeah, exactly. What's... Okay.
I thought he had more time on the X. I could have misjudged it, but I thought he had more time. Anyway, he's trying to get away. He's trying to run towards the left. I'm not quite sure if they knew where he went, but yeah, I could have sworn he had more time, although I could be wrong.
No, that's kind of what happened when I was watching before. They've mistimed it a couple of times, and he ends up landing, or maybe it's a missed key press. Hell, I don't know. Either way, looked like it was going to be a full 5-man wipe. I was even doing the announcer build-up for it, and they're just like, nah, Universe, you can stay alive, dude. We like you. 20-14. EG trailing, and Koikva out of hand. He's on his way to an E-Blade now. He's picked up his Ghost Scepter and only needs 2,000 gold or so to finish up with the Eagle Song. But what's remarkable about this, though, is EG has still been in the gold lead pretty much the whole game. And that has a lot to do. I mean, we saw, look how close it came in terms of net worth. It was almost back to 0, but that's right when Arteezy got his Radiance. And since then, they're having to play this way and having to get these big wins just to keep it from getting out of hand. That's just the power of a Naga Siren Radiance.
You know, it'd be fun to look at is like individual experience graphs for each hero, because EGM is, I think he missed the X again. He tries to get it. Oh no, he got it. Okay, it just didn't show up the tooltip on his thing. But yeah, his must just be like this flat line right now. He's actually got like 50 experience in the last, I want to say, 18 minutes or so, literally. So
PPD dead. He was being trailed by a Rise with an Invis, and yep, Koikva on demand death dealer, basically. Shows up wherever he's needed, gets the job done. 21-14, but again, this is just concerning to me. Because they are playing well. I just heard an ulti that got Sing Sing, and Bulba there with the Echo Stomp. Sing Sing should end up dead to this regardless. Here comes Arise. Arise did use a split earlier. Fear's still alive. There's going to be the song from Arteezy. Fear heading to the house, and Sing Sing dies anyway. And the Dagon being used just to clear things out. But look at the Radiance burn, and look at the damage output that's coming from just the magic up. Hold on. Universe not dead. Gets the lasso under Arise. Arise doesn't have an ulti. Axe is off the mark from Zai. Zai had his ulti, but with lacking a blink, unable to get in range in time. So at the very least, we see a small example right there of forcing the Yules buy instead of the blink buy on Zai, setting back their utility. But for the most part, again, EG is giving up a lot in terms of kills and in terms of map control, but all that's doing is keeping Team Tinker around. They are kind of back up to a very close point, only 2,000 gold lead, and Team Tinker actually has taken the experience lead by now as well. But Naga's just now getting started. 15, 20 minutes from now, her inventory will be packed.
Yeah, and I think this next little bit of time here for Team Tinker, where the Tinker has the Blade, is going to be a big deal, because without the Blade, I don't think they can kill the Naga. And that's the biggest priority, obviously, for Team Tinker. I don't think that killing these supports is really going to do enough, because if you're doing that with a Tinker, I don't think you're giving enough farm to the rest of the members on your team to really actually win this game. Like, yeah, you're getting lots of kills, you're being funny with this combo, but until you kill the Naga, I don't see you actually winning this game. So now as they're opening, they have the Blade. Here comes progressed on.
This could be bad if they catch Koikva. A lot of burst, but there's going to be the lasso. Grab Bulba, and another Yules onto the Tinker. One to lock him down. Arise does come back in with the split, and Koikva actually gets a dominating streak regardless. He got sent back no matter the Yules, all the way back to the base. Now PPD in trouble. Cleaned up, and here comes Koikva back in, ready to clean up. It's a 2-for-1 thus far. Universe trying to hide out, and will be able to TP away. Ends up being a 2-for-1. And, the issue there, again, like you saw, they dedicated so much to Koikva. They used him, 2-3 times? And still the timing's just off. It's hard to do. Like, it's so hard to predict when he's going back and able to get back to safety and come back in to help secure a kill. So, well played by TT. They take another win.
Yeah, that's what I talked about. It's a good tool to stop the combo, but it's not a foolproof way. I think the only real foolproof way is probably the Naga Siren, but even then it's not foolproof. Well, actually, hold on. The duration of it is actually 7 seconds, so it's not entirely foolproof, because I think 8 seconds is the X marks the spot, longest duration. Here comes the sleep actually on a Koikva. I don't know if he was X before this.
He was.
Here he is. Yep, that's the tool. Yep,
there's the roar, and dead. That's what they have to do, and that's why Arteezy being level 16 now is such a big deal. Actually, he's 16 and doesn't have his third point in the Song of the Siren, so opting not to max that at level 16, that's a curious choice to me.
Oh, he just put it in.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah, I think he just dinged 16 after that, so.
Yeah.
Sometimes what happens if you just hit 16 after using one of your big abilities, you sometimes get like say another point in a snare because you're thinking, by the time that cooldown's up, I'm probably going to be level 17 anyway. So, but he wants to do this route here.
Fear's going to get another kill on the Sing Sing. PPD there to help out. Sing's had a rough one, and there's going to be a swap from PPD and the split from Arise. PPD's going to end up dead. Fear trying to make it back to the high ground. Earth Splitter there just in case. And the usage of the Storm aspect on Zai, but no follow. I thought they might try to re-engage. That's a 2-for-1 over the last couple of minutes, and EG beginning to gain a little bit of ground. Still so very difficult to predict what Team Tinker is going to do if they spy you. 2,100 gold for Universe. Has a lot of mobility items, as we've seen. The Yules, the Blink, 4 staff. What do you think for him next?
For who? For
Universe.
He probably needs a BKB, like for sure, against this combination of magic damage and whatnot. So I would assume BKB and then probably a refresher if it goes to that late, or even a sheep. But yeah, definitely BKB.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, he's gonna go bots first. Okay. And that's really good too with the Hawk as well.
A lot of big items coming out all of a sudden. Shiva's done for Arise. Has been working on it for a bit. I was actually curious if it was going to be a Shiva's or a Assault Curiosity. Just had the plate mail last time I checked in. For the Naga, she's picked up a heart, so she's getting big. And you know, at this point for the Naga, if they take a Roshan, get it on the Naga Siren, I think EG is going to be able to take all of the utility and all of the creativity in this Team Tinker draft out of the equation just by 5-manning. Like if they just use Naga illusions to push elsewhere, or at the very least, have the Naga split pushing and then run as 4, try to get a pick and then push it a tower, suddenly Koikva's combination isn't as effective. You know, it's most effective whenever you can isolate heroes, take small skirmishes, and so on. And it looks like Team Tinker wants to get ahead of that. They're smoking, but they're smoking in the wrong direction. EG, unless they reverse course quick, yeah, Bulba's heading up to the north as his Arise. They're going to get a free Roshan here.
Very quick at that, too. Hawk also doing some scouting and whatnot. And that will be an Aegis for Artesian. Yeah, this is what I was worried about, though, as you were, I think, alluding to, is that they don't really have a way to deal with this Naga. Like,
yep.
I don't think the damage now output without the Elder Titan especially, they have to have the aura on there. But without that, here comes Koikva actually. He's in some trouble, gets galed, but he will be back to safety.
Yep, Fear's going to end up dead here. And let's see if they want to follow it up. EG might think about re-engaging. Peter actually got caught. Tossed up and comes back down. There's an Earth Splitter right on the money as well. Bulba staying on point. Here comes Koikva back in. And EG, like, again, this is where Team Tinker excels, getting these individual kills. I'm actually surprised EG isn't just, I mean, losing 1 or 2 makes it a little bit more difficult to just group up and reset, but they're going to have to. Like, they can't, I don't feel like they have the option of allowing Koikva to continue to carve them up like this.
Yeah, but I don't know. I still feel like Arteezy's going to be okay in the late game against this.
Yeah.
I think he's just too tanky to really take down with the Blade combo. Like I said, unless they have the aura on him constantly with ET, but ET's also got to be careful about his positioning as well, because Naga kind of owns him. Like, he doesn't really have... He's got an escape with, I guess, the Force Staff, and he's actually going for a Saint Inyasha for extra movement speed. I've seen him do this once before.
I was going to see Universe engage on Sing there, but opting not to. PPD and Fear about to be back up. Naga still has her Aegis. 2,000 gold in the bank. And just sold her drums as well. And let's see if he wants to... I mean, Butterfly would make sense to me. Actually, I don't... Yeah, I mean, it's like, if she gets a Butterfly, like, how do they kill her? Like, literally, like, what do they do?
Yeah, Butterfly would be good. Or the Diffusal Blade is also quite nice.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, Butterfly is probably the best choice.
Now, Bulba leading the way again with the smoke. EG once again in good position up at top. We can see Koikva pushing in top lane. And this is where things get a little more complicated for them. With the Radiance up and with the Naga illusions being so tanky, they don't have to worry about Koikva split pushing quite as much. It's much more about, oh, he's going to get way out there on his own. And can they catch him? Nope. Couldn't get there in time. Had almost their whole team behind. They actually did have their whole team. All 5 are down in the Radiant jungle right now. But Arteezy's just not going to worry so much about Koikva split pushing anymore, so long as he has his illusions somewhere in the vicinity. They're so tanky that, I mean, it takes Dagon E-Blade just to try to blow them up half the time. And we just see actually Arise circled this. So I'm going to guess that means they know they have to be here. They checked through the whole jungle. And now they're going to end up pushing at the tier 2 bottom. Looks like Tinker just wants to take the sure thing and try to take the tier 1 mid as an exchange.
Yeah, definitely not a good exchange though for them. And I still fear that they don't have any ways to actually win the game.
Yep.
I think Arise needs more items. I think Aghanims is fine, but they're going to need an AC. Ooh, is there someone else building that? No, it has to be him. And with Bulba going for the Sage and Yasha, it's nice kind of utility build in the sense that he can move around quickly and maybe get a maim, but it doesn't actually do any damage. I don't think it really helps him carry in team fights. And that's what they need. I think that they really need more of their other heroes to do more things in team fights. Like, obviously EGM's doing absolutely nothing in team fights. Literally nothing.
Yep.
Absolutely
He's still level 9.
Will be cast.
Yep, he's level 9.
Yep, same 46 experience he had like 20 minutes ago.
Exactly. I think I'm with you. I like the S&Y on the Elder Titan. I understand. I halfway up. Hang on, Lasso. Poor Sing Sing. He's been beat up this game and got to continue to get beat up. They expend the roar and everything else just to make sure. Arise came back in. There's going to be a Yules. Koikfa spotted out. He's actually Yules. Oh, I think he's actually left behind. But it's not going to matter as EG not willing to re-engage. And we can see just how quickly they can lose heroes if they're not very careful and not accounting for Koikfa immediately. But back to Bulba. I think I would have liked a Hex on him instead of the S&Y. Just go pure Hex. Because you know the Naga's going to be your big issue. And just have one more answer for her.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the S&Y pickup. Halberd wouldn't have really done anything. Hex is obviously good against every hero. It's probably best against the Bat Rider or the Veno, honestly. I think hexing out the Naga is nice, but it's a little bit harder to do. Panda's going to probably try to split here, and he will. But this is just going to be a disengage from EG. They might get the tower at the very least, which is not too bad for Team Tinker, actually. I think that's a relatively good trade for them.
Down at bottom, Fear's trying to be a nuisance, keeping this bottom lane shoved in. He's got to be careful if he doesn't get spotted. Aegis reclaimed in the meantime, and looks like EG just wanting to take this one ultra late. There was a defusal pickup from Arteezy, and Sing Sing spots him out, recognizes that's the real one. Rup and everything. He's going to go ahead and song. And is he waiting on teammates? Looks like he just wants to disengage. And he will, so should be able to make it to safety. And they're still trying to catch him, but he's hustling, he's moving. And Arteezy actually just got to kill somewhere. Oh, Sing Sing died to it anyway, to the illusion.
Yeah, I don't know why Sing Sing was trying to be aggressive there.
Bulba,
And actually, Bulba's going to die now.
This is a big deal. They get him. What's buyback status? Bulba does have it. Sing Sing does not. And, Arise already used his split. If they get Arise here, they're going to take Rax for sure. In the meantime, Quickfoot secured a kill elsewhere. Bringing down Zai. Arise feeling very tanky. They should be able to get him, though. And they will. Zai was killed in the jungle. But Arteezy and PPD were able to follow it up. Actually, we saw Arteezy bail out after trying to kill Arise. And yeah, there's the buyback. And this is what we knew could be an issue. If they lose too many heroes, they just get run over. And they're going to lose at least the tier 2. And finally, EGM stepping foot outside of the base again, even if just to throw a boat that doesn't really accomplish much. But the tier 2's down, and EG beginning to feel as if maybe they've hit that point of critical mass with the Naga Siren.
Yeah, I just don't think that Shadow Demon does anything in these fights at this point. Obviously, Kunkka does nothing, and Elder Titan because of his item. Like, I think the Force and Yules was fine. I just don't understand the 4,100 gold investment on the S&Y. I just don't think it does anything. Even a BKB would have been 10 times better, I think, just to stop the damage from the Radiance, the Diffusal burn, and just other spells that are coming out from EG. But yeah, I think they're in a bit of a hole here. I don't think that Tinker is that good of a hero to take this 1v5 against the Naga Siren. I really don't. Even with the proper tools that he has with being able to port to the Pandas, being able to port to the ET, Aura, and then EGM behind him. But yeah, if this was a pub game, he would officially have an abandon on this Kunkka.
He would officially have an abandon. That's pretty hilarious. He's massing his gauntlets of strength.
He's actually just casting his boat in base just because he's bored.
Yep. Only been he played Dota for what? Probably 12 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, give or take.
Yep. He'd officially have an abandon. That's actually a wonderful way to put it. The life of a pro gamer. 28-23, Tinker does maintain a kill lead, but if you haven't taken a look at the graphs in a while, if you're a Team Tinker fan, you probably should shield your eyes. 10,000 gold now in favor of EG. And it hovered very close to even for a long, long time. The experience actually got into Tinker's favor for a short period of time as well, but that's going to be 6 slots now for Arteezy as he completes his Assault Cuirass. All he can do now is upgrade his Diffusal if he wants to level 2. But he's done. EGM has 3 gauntlets, arc boots, a wand. He's 2, 4, and 2, and every bit of level 9. He did gather some experience when he came out to screw around. So, yep. There you go. And Koikva actually mistimed his Shivas again. That or he's bored too. One of the two. They screwed it up again.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wait, why did he go for Assault Caress on Naga over a Butterfly? Does he just want to give maybe his allies the aura with his illusions while he's somewhere else? I don't know. Kind of interesting, but
well, against the Elder Titan, you know, any kind of bonus to armor is quite nice.
That's true. That's true. But I still think that the extra stats you get with your illusions is just phenomenal with Butterfly. But I guess, yeah, that's probably why he did.
I just want to sit and watch him face because, like, it's amazing how quickly and efficiently they do this. When they screw it up, it actually looks really funny. Anyway, EG taking their time. They're going to go back for Roshan. This will be the cheers. And I think they're just going to end up pushing either top or bottom lane after this. And the problem for Team Tinker is they're now in a position where if they lose a fight at the base, it's just GG. Like, there's no like, oh, we lost the fight and they got our racks and we can still fight from behind. Like, if you lose your racks at this stage, you're probably losing not just a set of racks, but at least 2 and maybe even your tier 4s. And this is going to be an uncontested Aegis. Like, who they going to end up putting it on? Vino, actually. And the cheese, I think, was picked up. Yeah, was picked up by Zai.
The Universe isn't up for BKB if he wants it. Probably wants to save for buyback, though, because he can buyback and bots in. And, yeah, EG's in a fantastic spot.
All right. Spotted has his ulti, though, and will go ahead and use it. EG, maybe not thinking that one through, and here comes Koikva. He's going to land in. There's the Yules onto Zai. Yules turns it around by Fear. Universe is there. Earth Splitter, another Yules on the Koikva, just trying to kite him out. Zai's going to end up dead to a Dagon, though. And behind that, another Yules, this time on the Fear. PPD hit with the E-Blade. Koikva in trouble behind the fight, though. Has a lot of damage output. There's going to be a defensive disruption. Universe is there to try to follow it up. Arise did reassemble in the meantime, but Koikva does end up dying to a mega kill streak on Arteezy. 3-man Echo Stomp, well placed by Bulba. Let's see how they want to follow. Fear pops the pipe. Arteezy going toe-to-toe. He's so damn tanky. Here comes Boat, EGM. Finally trying to get into the fight. Unfortunately, the song makes him about as irrelevant as he's been for a while. Sing Sing comes back in. The disruption on Arteezy. Bulba's going to show back up. Arteezy eating some damage. Universe using the Flame Break to try to buy time. Sing Sing's down. That's a double kill for Arteezy. As all said and done, Fear going toe-to-toe with EGM finally brings him down, but did have an Aegis, so he lost it. Universe, in the meantime, trying to make a run. He's got 20 HP. And there's a Diffusal from Arteezy. Catching him from behind. Fear back up off the Aegis. Full 5-man wipe. Triple kill for Arteezy. And what has been a fun ride for Team Tinker, now beginning to look like it's reached an unpleasant end. Buyback from the Shadow Demon. Speaking of buyback, Koikva lacks it. And they're going to jump right onto this tier 3 in mid. Team Tinker rolling back out. They're going to try to hold the line as long as they possibly can. But with Arteezy still up, Fear's going to get the lasso, or thought about it. He had lasso, but ended up changing his mind, got Echo Stomped. That was a really nice Echo Stomp from Bulba, but Universe being pursued, there's going to be the song from Arteezy. And they forced a bunch of buybacks, not wanting to play impatiently, not wanting to force a fight when they don't have to. They decide to withdraw, even though Koikva did lack buyback and would not have been able to join the fight. At the end, though, another big win for EG, and that might just about be the straw that breaks the camel's back, as we can see. And I didn't even see they were engaging. Yeah, they caught Fear from behind. But yeah, looking kind of bad for Team Tinkerino.
Yeah, they had to use the split and several buybacks for that. I do think that actually Bulba's making me eat my words with the Saint Inuyasha because he's actually doing a lot in fights. Like, when he gets a couple of ticks up onto that Astral Spirit and comes back, he's running at haste, and he's been maiming a lot. And he actually does a lot of damage in these fights. I think if he gets a BKB now, he can actually do quite a lot in team fights. So Bulba playing really well, I think, but I just think that the lineup has limitations, and that being it's essentially like 3.5 versus 5. because I don't think SD does too much in these fights now against the, it's not his fault. There's just so much crap in the way. There's double bore. There's all these Venomancer wards. There's a swap you have to, there's a bat lasso you have to try to evade so that you can help out your own teammates.
Koifa got caught. Universe using his own bots, and this is a big kill. He's down for the count. I do not think his buyback is back up. It is... Oh, it literally just came back up. So he can buy back if he needs to, but that's still 80 seconds and a fair amount of gold that they're going to have to spend. He's got a soul ring. I guess he could sell his soul ring. Other than that, though, he seems like he's pretty much full itemed. But EG, I think, is really much in the Bulba 15 minutes of pure joy.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I like when Tinker dies, it's like EGM's like, yeah, I get to go farm and do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, he's been pinned up in his well for the entire game.
Yep.
But he actually might die here. They don't see him, but they're going to.
Yeah. He just lost half his health to a magic missile and an auto attack from a vengeful spirit. And down he goes. Fear, in the meantime, there's an Earth Splitter too. PPD is there. Fear's going to end up dead. There's a stun onto the Fire Panda. Fear being pursued out. And there'll be a Yules. Bulba's right there to help follow it up. PPD still making a run for it. And they're going to try to catch him with this. The time's going to expire. Not going to have a chance as Force Staff gets him to safety up the hillside. So they end up losing their Tinker and their Kunkka. And they end up getting Fear in response. I still feel like, drafting decisions and play style aside, I feel like Team Tinker's actually outplayed EG most of this game. I just feel like, they didn't get quite enough done with their gimmick. And now just the power of a Naga Siren has really kind of put them in a corner. PPD, Force Staffs away from the Echo Stomps. They're going to dive him. And here comes Koifa. And PPD chased under his own tier 3 once again. Naga, though, catches Koifa with the song. There's the lasso. And they should be able to bring him down. Yep, they're just going to call it now. They knew it. We knew it. EG, now they know it. GG. And just like that. I shouldn't say just like that. 51 minutes of EGM spamming boat and X marks the spot. Now puts EG one game away. Okay, did they cancel the GG? Was that a fake GG, guys? Now, yep. And now, hopefully, we'll see the Ancient Blow. What is up with them messing with my timings on my... Oh.
They're going to do it even more now.
Yep. I'll wait, guys. I'll wait. Quietly. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
This is awkward.
Yep. There it is. All right. Now, as I was saying, just like that, EG finds themselves one win away from direct qualifying to our grand finals coming up the first week of January. It's going to be at CES 2015, Las Vegas, Nevada. Little joint, maybe you heard of it, Caesar's Palace. Would love to see you guys there. And